Girls soccer and concussion has gotten a lot of attention lately because of a few reasons, and I think a few of the reasons are there was a good study that came out recently that points out that women's NCAA 1 women's soccer sustained concussions at the same rate as men's NCAA 1 football. And so when you think about repetitive head trauma and hits to the head and things like that, I think girls soccer is a really good example of, I don't know that we know enough about repetitive heading of the ball, but certainly when you go up for a ball and you go to head a ball in women's soccer, you hit heads with other women in soccer and falls on the field and things like that. So I think a lot more attention has been paid to women's soccer and certainly the concussive traumatic brain injuries that are associated with it. I think there's some really good programs have come out, and again, the good programs do early season testing, again, which we do at HDPT, and then how do we integrate that test into somebody who comes to us, young woman with a head injury, and I think they have special needs in terms of, maybe not special needs, but special things that point out that, we have to document it well early and then understand what the sport is. They're jumping, they're anticipating the ball with vision, they're reacting to play on the field. And so you have to take into account all those three things that occur, make sure they're resting properly, good strength around the joints after, and so that we recognize early they may not come up with such as dramatic symptoms as a one big head hit, but if we see significant kids who come to us that are having problems sleeping. The earliest indicator is, my daughter was a 4.0 student and now her grades are slipping and we can't quite figure out why we're having concentration problems. And she's upset easily, and people go, oh, because she is playing soccer and the demands of school and all things like that. I think what we recognize now is those complaints are actually post-concussive symptoms, and they need intervention. They need good documentation, and again, the vision dynamic balance system we apply does that, and it gives us much better diagnostics early and say, yeah, that makes a lot of sense to us. The other thing that may be the best indicator that we have a concussion problem with girls soccer is that girls soccer players tear their ACLs, anterior cruciate ligaments, at an unprecedented rate across sports. The last time I read it, they said there's 300,000 anterior cruciate ligament tears in girls soccer every year in the country, and that's a problem. And I think one of the reasons is that we possibly may not recognize that subtle concussive injury that continues to accumulate, so the reaction times are less. So if your reaction times are less, and again, the shocking part is 70% of all ACL tears that occur in that soccer realm occur in a non-contact situation. So what is it that we're missing where somebody can't anticipate the play and their knee's just a little bit behind? So we're starting to get better research out there. At HDPT, we're working real hard on documenting our outcome studies and where we think that intervention should be. So I think, protecting young women and protecting their joints and certainly protecting their brains is critical.